So I remixed a song. I remixed a song that I remixed a while ago. It is Wedding Dress from Taeyang, and that is a long time ago. Man, it came out a while ago. When was that? 10, 11 years maybe? And why did I do it? Because something in my head, I was like, let's jump back to a song I've already done and maybe bring it to a new standard, a new modern, a new remix. And so here it is. I have been live streaming it in past like several months or so. So those who tuned in already kind of like heard what was happening. But this is the final product. I'm at a good stopping point, and I believe I've accomplished all the goals I said I was going to do. And let's jump in. All right, first off, it's 9 minutes. And yes, that's a long time. But it's 9 minutes for, I guess, a reason, because I really like trance, and I kind of went with that trance structure in a sense. If you don't know what trance is, then I don't know if you'll find this video helpful or not, but trance is very progressive, and it kind of builds and then dies and then builds really fast. But if you know me, you know my channel, you know the music I make, then that's kind of the that's kind of the structure I create. So let's get started. First off, I'll show you guys the mixer window real quick. So we have 44 inputs in here, and I have 3 sends. I have a reverb, I have a delay, which is by 8 notes, and then I have another delay, which is by quarter notes, but it is sent with a filter, which is behind here. And that filter, I think I made it automate. That's very specific for the acapella part. As you can see down here, it sends over there. Sends over there. All right, let's put that aside. And we start off with just the traditional like single key bass. Then we're introduced to a new melody, well, a melody, and that is this right here. And that's it. This note here is just there, so it completes to the 4th measure. And the bass line changes. So here's one of the bass. And that's what's the sidechain. And then here's the other bass, which is just a regular synth, the same chord progressions. And that's it. And that sidechains as well. So the chord progression is the exact same chord progression from the original song, the traditional pop chord progression. But I've extended it an extra measure. So traditionally it was 1 measure, and then the next measure chord changes. Instead it's 2 measures, then the next 2 measures changes. And at first when I made it, I thought that wasn't gonna work, but apparently it worked. And then we get into this next part here, which is the pre-chorus, I call it. Then that dies down into the verse. So let's go through this real quick. So this melody gets introduced. Along with this sequence here. And then the piano. And we have a Nord lead. And then of course we have new percussions, and we have some acapella, I guess we'll call these like glitches or whatever. And that repeats. And then during this part, the acapella filters out into the verse here. The piano, of course, you kind of have to keep the piano in this song a little bit because I guess the song traditionally not only does it have a piano, but like it's about a wedding dress, it's about wedding day, so piano's kind of involved in the wedding stuff. So that's why I put the piano in there. Aside from the fact that I love pianos. So we go through the verse here, and then the verse gets into the first chorus. And after the chorus plays, we get introduced to a new melody over here. So there's that. So here's a new melody. Not only that, we also have a new vocal glitch stuff, whatever. And then repeats as well. And all together you get sounds pretty good. I like it. Then we get to our second verse and then to our second chorus, and not much really changes there. At this point, it dies down. The drums filter out along with the acapella, along with a bunch of other synths, just so we can kind of get it more to a mellow mood. And as it's mellowing down, the a cappella, the vocals verbs is actually increasing. So I'll play from there. You kind of hear what I'm talking about. Then there's the bridge. So like I said, the vocals, the reverb gets raised up at like the final 2 beats, not beats, measures. And then here is our bridge, which this probably took the most creative time for me. I don't think it took the most time, but I actually spent a lot of time putting it together and thinking of different variations of the bridge. I think I went through like 2 different types before I decided to go kind of more of a orchestral type bridge. It's not an orchestra. I only have pianos and strings, but it's more on that line, that a sense of it's kind of in that realm, because this song is kind of it kind of has that atmosphere to it, that acoustic vibe to it. So that's why I decided to go with that. Then we introduce this first piano part here. And this is a softer version of what we're going to hear next. As you can see here, the velocity is kind of on the lower side. And over here is the same notes, but it's kind of harder. There's that. And then we get introduced to another piano part, which is pretty similar. It just doesn't have as much different notes variations within it. So this is again the soft version, so it kind of rises within the 2 measure of its parts. And then it goes into the harder portion of it, which is all the same velocity there. And that part's used to mix in with the synths and the drums and stuff like that, so you can kind of hear it more. And I actually don't want it to continuously play soft, because it probably won't blend in well. And then we have the strings, which for some reason it won't play automatically in piano roll, but we have variations of it. And the instrument I chose for it is one of Context's library for Context rather, and it is called String Ensemble from Native Instruments. And yeah, and then the piano is Alicia Keys, and a bunch of the synths is Spire stuff. And then a lead is introduced in the bridge as well. Along with another melody, just melodies all over the place. And each note is specifically placed the certain distance between each note on purpose for that sustained effect. And then during that part, everything is rising again. Then goes to the final chorus, and then it slowly fades out as it ends there. So this little breakpoint here, I kind of created it because my first remix of this song, I think it was the first time I actually did something like this, where I kind of had a break before the actual downbeat of like the last chorus part, and it was a measure and a half long. And originally I had 2 measures. Then I was like, oh, I need to go shorten it, and then it ended up a measure and a half long also. So this part here, we have a reverse reverb of the piano. We also have the nice pads rising in volume as well. And here's the automation for that. So it's very simple. It's not too much. We have some noise coming in so it can gain that beautifulness. Then as the final chorus plays, it plays pretty quick. And then we end with another break of, I believe it's a measure and a half again. Then we're introduced to that vocal part again. But that's about it. There's a lot of rises and falls in here, and it's rather simple, regardless the amount of patterns I have, the amount of inserts I've used, the amount of plugins I have, and all that stuff. But the simplicity of everything kind of works better sometimes, and that's what I was kind of going for. Simplicity, but minor complex, you know, controlled chaos, I guess, if you would say. And doing this project kind of made me realize some of the workflows I've been working with in FL Studio isn't the best, so I'm definitely going to change. So the amount of automation clips I'm actually going to be increased a lot, and my volume mixing on my mixer, it's going to be probably much different, because as I continue to put more stuff into the song, it gets louder and louder. So, you know, you have to mix in the end. And if I automate stuff right away, then I can't exactly change it that easily. But that's probably gonna be it for the video. There's not much I can show because you know, you could just listen to it for yourself. But I just wanted to show kind of more the individual parts of the song in case you're curious of how it was created. But other than that, I'm sorry, some of the live streams I had actually has me working on it, and you see my creativity on that portion of it. So if you want to check that out, you can. Definitely the last 2 live streams I purposely worked on this one. But yeah, that's it. If you want to listen to the first remix, it'll be in a link on the description. And I actually remixed it again before I did this. It's not exactly a remix, it was an acoustic remix. So I got the acapella and I just made a piano version of it. So there's that, which is not that great. I don't like it that much, but you know, it is what it is. But I hope you guys like this remix. I hope you like me showing you what I did. And yeah, on to the next remix, I guess.